Okay people, so it seems as though we got some early spoilers for the upcoming chapter of the Boruto manga, chapter 57. Now where we last left off, if I'm not mistaken, there was a lot of introductions to upcoming new characters, new situations, and ultimately the uplifting of the role of Code, seeing as how he's the last living member of Kara. Well, living. Yeah, we'll get into that in a bit, but yeah, based on these spoilers, it seems as though there's going to be some big plays coming into the manga and things that are going to kind of heighten the power scaling, so to speak. So yeah, without further ado, let's read what's going on.
No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done.
And by the way, people, these spoilers are courtesy of Organic Dinosaur. Big shouts out to her. It says Boruto chapter 57 is titled Eida. Eida gets the solo color cover, many fan service panels, and apparently the manga, or the chapter, it's broken up into 12.5% is going to be the Gokage meeting. So we're going to jump straight into Naruto talking to the other Kage from the different villages. 12.5% of it is going to be Amado and Naruto speaking, and about 75% of the chapter is going to be based on Code, Eida, and Bug. And forgive me if I'm saying Eida wrong, because that doesn't sound like the proper pronunciation for a Japanese name, but that's what it comes to me, Eida. But yeah, Code, Eida, and Bug is going to be majority of the chapter. Then moving forward, she said, in response to somebody saying, won't Boruto or Kawaki appear in this chapter? She said, nope, they didn't even get any direct panel time. Everyone else is talking about them though. So basically, there's not going to be much Boruto or Kawaki in the chapter, which it's fine. We've had loads, months and months and months of straight up Kawaki and Boruto panels. This one, again, it seems as though we're moving forward and setting things up for, you know, whatever's supposed to come next. And apparently a lot of the translations were changed. It says Senrigan is going to be the name instead of the clairvoyance, not Thousand League Eye, not Second Sight. Jokes about its potential romanization. So basically a lot of the names, because somebody said Eida, not Eida, with E-I-D-A. Basically, I believe they're changing how the pronunciation is supposed to be, which I guess it's also going according to maybe what Shonen Jump is doing. Somebody asked her, what do Amado and Naruto talk about? Apparently, Amado concocted some Byakugan suppressant drugs and gave them to Naruto. It might have some efficiency to suppress cells from undergoing the Otsutsuki transformation. Boruto would have to take these inhibitors regularly. Potential side effects: losing some visual acuity or death. Well, holy shit. Yo, hold on. So okay, this is going to basically be to suppress, you know, the Otsutsuki, basically to suppress Momoshiki, give them more time to figure out how the hell they're going to get Momoshiki out of Boruto's body before, you know, he completely takes over. But one of the side effects could be death. Like, yo, imagine that type of decision for a father to make, because obviously Naruto got to decide, well, shit, do I give these to my son or not? Like, he could die, and also him losing some of his visual prowess. This could also be the stimulant, could possibly somehow, some way backfire and lead to maybe Boruto activating his Jagan in the other eye. But yeah, Amado, this man of many traits, now apparently he's able to create these Byakugan suppressants. Like, very, very intelligent man. How did he get all this knowledge? How is he so knowledgeable about all these things? That's going to be one of the biggest plot reveals, I'm calling it, whenever it happens with Amado, because this man knows too much. He's done too much. He reminds me of like Orochimaru in a lot of ways, of like, how long you been around that you just know all of these things, like a concoction for a Byakugan suppressant, like, ugh. And in regards to the whole potentially, you know, Boruto dying with the concoction, Naruto says, but even if that worst case scenario becomes a reality, at least, well, until that time comes, I don't want to believe that it'll happen. And Amado said, I had a daughter too, so I understand how you feel. Well, it's been 12 years since she passed away. That's interesting. Okay, we're getting a little bit more into Amado's thing. So it's been 12 years since his daughter passed away, quote unquote. It could very well be that the daughter didn't pass away. Maybe the daughter, like, I'm just throwing shit out there right now, and I don't know. I haven't read all of the spoilers yet, but it could be that Eida's his daughter. It could be that Delta was his daughter. If you had 12 years since she passed away, let's just say the daughter could have been 6 years old. That would make the daughter 18, which Delta looks like she could pass for 18. Likewise with Eida, but yeah, that's interesting, and they could have still aged up somehow, because we don't know exactly to what extreme this technology that, you know, Amado has, you know, concocted can be. Or for all we know, again, these androids are based on people. Like, what if Delta would have grown up, and this is why Amado. So now it's starting to look more and more, when we're getting something like that he had a daughter that passed away 12 years ago, or it could lead to somebody from the Naruto verse that I'm not thinking of right now that passed away 12 years ago, and this is something that is leading him to everything that he's done. very interesting stuff. Starting to get a little bit into the character of Amado and what makes him tick. Eida's other ability aside from her Senrigan is her allure. Both men and women become captive slaves to her. Her ability steals their hearts against their own volition, exception or Tsutsuki or what the hell? Eida hates Amado because she will never experience normal, passionate love. Okay, that this sounds like essentially she's a walking sexy jutsu. Like, what the hell? And if it won't work on, well, we're not going to talk about the second part, and actually I'm going to probably have to bleep that one out, but not working on the Otsutsuki, that means that Boruto and Kawaki as well are going to be able to fight her if need be, if it comes to it, because they're not going to be affected by that. But that means Naruto might cheat on Hinata, Sasuke might cheat on Sakura. Yeah, it might get real. And also that Senrigan, that's something that I'm really interested in because it sounds like it's related some way to the Sharingan and could potentially be like a new Oculus power or something, a new ocular power that could surpass the Sharingan or the Byakugan or who knows. Because if it's some sort of artificial creation that like Amado came up with, if we know that this dude damn near knows everything. He knows about Otsutsuki, he knows how to make Byakugan suppressing drugs, like yeah, who's to say that he couldn't have combined and mutated eyes and DNA to create this new ocular power. Eida stopped Code dead in his tracks with a single glance. He tried to kill her with his claw thumb through a studded belt segment that was wrapped around her waist. Bug is profusely, nervously sweating throughout the entire chat. Apparently Boro reached similarly, so I guess Boro tried to do that as well. But it seems as though, yeah, Eida's going to be really strong. She was able to stop Code dead in his tracks with a single glance. Probably also using her power of like, hey, you want some of this, huh? You want a little bit of that? Whop! And Eida's Senrigan allows her to launch her mental consciousness into any moment that she wants to see. This ability only applies to things happening in real time or in the past. Exception, these cannot be scenes from before she was born, and she does not have any precognition. Wait a minute, hold on. So she can actually see things that from the past. So like she could basically go and see like moment Boruto was born. She could, holy cow, that's interesting. Like in terms of combat, I don't know how well that would work. It's more like that's probably better for like intel gathering and things like that. But if she's able to launch her consciousness into any moment that she wants to see, including like real-time things like that, like there's no secrets that can be hidden from her. So this is how she's able to find all these things out. So that kind of defeats the whole idea that I had of like, well, if she knows everything, wouldn't that mean that Amado knows everything? No, Amado created a technique that allowed her to be able to know everything, but he doesn't. So that's going to be interesting, and that is a very broken power in terms of like you can know everything from the time you were born till now, even what's going on currently. Like Code is like, hey, what's Naruto doing? She can say, ah yes, and put her consciousness and see him taking a shit or something. The latest episode of the anime was still hilarious to me. Like Code asks Eida how to release his power limiter. It entails 2 factors of Amado's biometrics: authentication of Amado's iris, his real voice to input a command word. Amado's tech modified eye is very complex, so Hengen no Jutsu won't work. Even Eida doesn't know the word. Okay, so there's some limits to it then. Like she doesn't know the word, which I'm sure he would have came up with the word during her life, or maybe that word was created before because Code could be older than her. Okay, but yeah, basically we know that Amado is going to be the one, and it's unfortunately going to be like if he gets his hands on Amado, it's a wrap because Code's limiters, if they break, obviously will put him on the realm or in the ballpark of like Ishiki Otsutsuki, and we saw what happened when they tried to fight against Ishiki. And yeah, people, seemingly that's the spoilers that we have for now. It didn't really dive into what we're supposed to get regarding like the Naruto Gokage meeting. I'm interested to see more of that, but seems as though it's really heavily, immensely building up this Eida character to be absolutely broken in terms of knowing damn near everything. Also Code's relationship there, so a few build-ups there. The Senrigan, just I don't know. Curious what you guys think about all this, though. What do you think about Eida's powers? What role you think she's going to play moving forward? It seems as though her and Code aren't like chummy if they're, you know, throwing hands or he's trying to throw hands. Also, what do you think about her technique that basically she uses like her WAP essentially to make people be like, oh, I can't do it. And it doesn't work in one really horrible scenario that I don't even want to talk about. And then the other one is like, so basically Boruto and Kawaki, if need be, can throw hands against her, and that won't work. The allure. And your thoughts and expectations for this chapter? It seems as though there's going to be a lot more to this one. This gave us like brief ideas. Shout outs again to Organic Dinosaur for this, but yeah, there's probably going to be a lot more to the chapter once we get the full-on thing. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links are in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in. And yeah, I can't wait to get the full-on chapter, because this was kind of just like, it gave me a little bit of taste of the knowledge we're about to get in terms of Eida, in terms of code, and everything that's about to go down. Have an awesome one.
You are